Hello, this is Goblingee and welcome to this my first tutorial stroke walkthrough stroke training video for Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, or GRAW to you and I. Although I guess you can't do a complete walkthrough of this because it's very dependent on whether you're playing easy, normal, hard or extreme. This is kind of an idea of playability, key settings possibly to a degree, how to use the team commands, and generally how to play the game and keep yourself and your team alive. I hope that we can all learn something from this. There are some cutscenes and videos in it which I shall be quiet for because it's very difficult to talk over them. They tend to be pretty annoying, to be honest. So here goes.
Captain Mitchell, our situation is this. 2 days ago we lost an RC-12 spy plane down in Nicaragua. It was carrying Guardrail 9, a multifunction Black Ops communications asset. Yesterday, Nicaraguan rebels made contact with a paramilitary group here in Mexico City. We now have SFC Joe Ramirez on the ground. He has confirmed a deal is taking place. You must retrieve the package and get it back to the extraction point. This Black Hawk will be on standby for support and extraction. To repeat, Objective 1 is reach Ramirez's position.
Understood. Reach Ramirez's position. Got it, bud. Let's do it.
Excellent. Good to have you aboard, Scott. You are now weapons free. Stand by for incoming video. Patching in.
Which highlights today's events. The U.S. President has joined the Canadian Prime Minister and the Mexican President in Mexico City to sign NASJA, the North American Joint Security Agreement, a historic new policy designed to share the policing responsibilities along the borders of these three countries and to hopefully curtail the illegal immigration and movement of drugs, weapons, and terrorists in the hemisphere. As part of this groundbreaking agreement, 50 U.S. tanks have been given to the Mexican Army and are now on display at Camp Chapultepec in Mexico City.
Okay, here we go. First cutscene.
Morning, Mitchell. It's Louie here. Let's check your cross-comm heads-up gear to make sure Mr. Murphy didn't make the drop with you. First off, let's calibrate the cross-comm nav system. Could you move to the waypoint I just tagged in your heads-up?
Okay, you can see the waypoint ahead, the green box, 141 meters away. Waypoints are waypoints, that's where I've got to head to. You've landed on a bridge, you parachuted out, you separated from your other three members of your team. There should be 4 of you in total.
Time to sneak and peek, Mitchell, and it looks like you have plenty of cover for it. Jeez, I miss being out there with the shooters.
Speaking of shooting, I always find single shot rounds or single shot fire mode is the most accurate, so I'm switching to that. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, fully automatic single shot. An idea of the weapons we've got. Level 1 you don't get to choose your weapons, so we have...
The place is crawling with tangos, Mitchell. Keep down and come back in one piece, okay?
We have an assault rifle. If I hit W, which is my weapon selection key, got an assault rifle. I've got a fully automatic machine pistol with 19
rounds. Don't worry if you have to hit the dirt. The system is tempest tested. Try it and see. 19
round magazine, and I have 4 frag grenades, which I'm not going to use just at the moment. The guy Louie who comes up in the top right corner will tell you to do certain things. You don't really have to do it, it's just things like firing, checking your equipment.
You guys must have hit some mean crosswinds to get scattered like that. At least nobody burned in. You should see the other ghosts on your cross-comm now, Mitchell. I'll run some tests on my end while you regroup.
Okay, there's the other 3 ghosts. The first one we're going for is
General
Kirkland.
confirms your weapons free, Mitchell. I'll put targets in the cross-comm and you put them in the ground. Go ahead and fire a few rounds.
We don't need to fire any rounds, it just uses up ammunition and you don't have to do it. So we're after Kirkland to start with, 82 meters in this direction. We can't run through buildings, so we're going to go around it.
Try using the scope for some long shots, Mitchell. Let's see if the jump affected it.
scope. He will tell you to do things. It will come up in the box at the top of the screen about what button. So for me it's shift, right shift to use the
General
scope.
said that we're going to have some problems getting supplies to you. Keep an eye on your firing modes to conserve rounds.
If you have set the keys, your own keys, then it will be whatever you've used, whatever key you've set will come up there. So the delete key to switch
How's
your
the
firing
magazine,
mode.
Mitchell? Nothing worse than pulling the trigger and hearing click.
But then obviously if you've set a different button other than delete, then that's what it will bring up. The insert key to reload. Obviously I use insert. If you use something else, that's what will come up.
Give me a quick rundown on your weapons, Mitchell. I want to make sure that we're tracking all of them.
You don't need to do any of this at the moment, really. So, okay, we've got Kirkland. He's our first guy. We can now give him orders. The order tab, which
Good,
comes
there's
up.
two of you now. Go ahead and check the command interface to the other ghosts, Mitchell.
There you go. There's your command interface. You got move, attack, cover, stop, follow, or cancel. Well, attack. You can if you point towards an enemy.
Excellent. Try moving him out, Mitchell. He should get the order on his cross-comm and hightail it.
Point towards an enemy, go scroll down to attack, he will and hit the button, he'll attack, or same with cover, or stop, or follow. They only follow to a certain extent. They do tend to, if you hit follow, they'll follow you for a short way, and then you'll just get they're at their destination or in position, and they'll stop. So generally, what I tend to do rather than get them to follow is I use the move command a lot. So I've told him to move here. He's now moving. Again, I'm going to tell him to move to the other side of the road.
Looks like they're ready to deal.
Copy that, Jose.
And off he goes.
Ramirez, I need another look at the Mexicans doing the deal. I think I can ID one of them.
Video coming at you.
I think the guy with the phone is Carlos Ontiveros, a student of mine at WinSec. This is not good.
What I desperately try not to do is to get your team to move up in front of you, because what they'll do is they will go around a corner without looking. They will get shot up by an enemy. They'll alert an enemy to your presence, and it makes your life much more difficult, especially when it comes to keeping your team alive. If I'd sent him around the corner there, the guy I just shot would have seen him, would have fired at him, and
in position, standing by.
the whole game would have become more difficult. You're trying to. For me, I get very wound up if I don't keep all my team alive. If they start getting shot, I find it frustrating. Now, it's unusual that that guy was here on his own. I'm fairly sure there's going to be somebody else around here.
Understood.
I'm going to send Kirkland out and try and flush him out a bit.
In position, standing by.
If I send him over there. Maybe that guy was on his own, who knows? No? Okay.
In position.
No, there he is. Okay, so there you go, he wasn't alone. Okay, we are now going after Brown. No, we're going to go after Alan, who is over there. So I'm going to head around this way. We go that way, I think. Around the warehouses, keeping Kirkland moving as well. If you don't continually move them and you end up half a length of the map away from your guys, and then you try and give them an order, what tends to happen is they get stuck. The AI in this game is not fantastic, and if he walks into a like this car, for instance, from half a map away, he will stand here like this trying to run through it rather than going around it. You'll find yourself having to go back half a map to find your guys and tell them to step out from behind a bin or from an alleyway, and that can get very frustrating, especially if you're at the end of a map and you're waiting for them all to get into a helicopter and you realise they can't because one of them's being artificially unintelligent.
Understood.
Alan is located 100 meters away. Shouldn't be long before we get there now.
Yes, sir. Moving.
Do try and keep an eye out as well for people. There you go. He's not seen me yet.
By.
I mean, if I fire and miss him, he'll see me, him and his mate. There's bound to be two of them. They generally tend to walk around in pairs. I did get him, but his mate will now pop out from wherever he is, over there. just open up. You may have noticed that I'm actually not a fantastic shot. I tend to die a lot, especially on hard. We're actually playing this on normal, which I guess is a medium setting. Easy is far too easy for a tutorial. Hard, I would end up dying a few times here and there, and it would just get embarrassing for me. So I've put it on normal. I can probably work my way through without dying, and you guys should be able to see how the game is played.
Mitchell. Check the selection feature for each squad member.